Yeah, so here we go. For fun, we wanted to read through some of the messages that we send back and forth to each other because apparently we're not as cool as we think we are, but we are as hilarious as we think we are. At least we think we are.
That's
So
all that matters.
that's all that matters. This is what it's like to be a Latter-day Saint conservative who cares a lot about what's going on in your country and world. And there's not too much you can do about it, but you can definitely have some fun. Well, in this particular case, you guys, so like Skyler, you shared initially the what's his name thing because they got high, but his parody of his own song about because Hunter got high.
He was gonna get his laptop fixed, but Hunter got high.
Afro Man.
The Afro Man.
Afro
That's right. I was like, this is the freaking best. So yeah. So like that's why I was like, okay, so that's pretty funny. And then I go and I have a bunch of meetings, and my phone's going. I'm like, oh, I wonder. This is probably multiple signal groups. So by the time I get off this, and then I get off my calls, I'm like, there's like 63 messages from just the Kings and I.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you guys. So let's start here. So who sent the Zelensky article? Sky, dude. All right, start off there. It looks like you sent. Zelensky says Ukraine, U.S. working on deal for military, financial aid, and political deal for military, financial, or support for a decade. So,
Yeah.
and
Hey, look, whatever he's got on Biden, I can't officially say this is blackmail, but I mean, if you're trying to secure some kind of funding for a decade, like how long do you think this war is going to last? Like, why do you want it to last this long? I would say.
Well, if you look at recent history, I mean, 20 years, we're only halfway. So
Iraq war, like, dude, we could make this happen.
Jeez.
I just think I just think it's it really speaks to how much the military has an influence on international politics. I mean, it's true, as the most powerful military on earth, it's going to happen. But given Ukraine's situation currently, they're not in a great spot with Russia taking over like four of their oblasts and looking to take a couple more cities. And then press it from Belarus from the north, and Russia's just lowered its age from 27 to 25, for conscription age, so allowing really that was Ukraine. No, I think Ukraine just did that, but Russia, they've been expanding the age so they can keep dumping upwards. The reports are like 600,000 soldiers eventually within the next year or two. So it's not looking good for Ukraine, but to tie up U.S. military support. And I don't know, though. Did you read that? Did it say that there was a certain monetary amount, or was it just, hey, we just want to lock you guys in for it's like a streaming service. We're locking you guys in for 10-year deal. I didn't see a money amount, if I recall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't remember actually reading the article either, which probably doesn't look good for us. But but I mean, the stuff that I have read about where the money's gone so far, I mean, we're supporting their entire economy. It's not just military aid. We're supporting their entire economy. We're supporting retirement pensions for their politicians, a bunch of other stuff like that, and then there's also all the reports from the Pentagon and the DoD where they can't account for billions of dollars. They failed their audit again. They haven't passed an audit. They, meaning the DoD, Department of Defense, they haven't passed an audit in it's been like a decade or more, I think.
Yeah, I saw that report last year. I think that report came out.
It was like, oh no, I think it was earlier this year. They just failed their last one. And yeah, we don't know where, billions of dollars of stuff is and where it's going. It's like, wow, that's great. And then obviously there's the whole black market that's in Eastern Europe and across the world. But I mean, we're clearly putting money into that by giving money to Zelensky and his cronies. So
it's true, but is he asking Congress for that? So Congress will make an act like some Ukraine war act, or is that
Well, like what? Yeah, I mean they keep doing it anyways, right? They keep
well, but
they
is
keep
it from the
funding it.
executive branch? Like is it Zelensky's attempt to say, hey, Biden, it doesn't look good for you, so I got to secure, and Trump coming in, his rhetoric says we're not really going to support you, Ukraine, right? So the rhetoric at least is there. So I get Zelensky maybe saying, I got to hedge my bets. So Congress, somebody, you got to step in and fund us. But the 10-year ask, I just saw, I think it was Shohei Ohtani pulled in a 10-year deal with the LA Dodgers, and it was like, what was it, like 70 million a year.
Something
So he
like
pulled
that.
in $700 million. So I'm just thinking,
Jeez.
like, it just rings, like, resonates. Oh yeah, Zelensky's pulling in a 10-year deal with the United States. I don't know what he's getting from the European Union, what kind of deals he's got. I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
and they're in a bad spot for sure. So I'm just trying to figure out. This sounds like just the situation with Trump coming in, Biden probably losing in November, and maybe there's who knows what kind of dirt all the intelligence communities have on each other. So whatever, it just seemed a crazy ask. What did you guys think about it?
Well,
Well,
yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think honestly, if he looks at the Iraq War, he's like, I know a bunch of those dudes who walked away with a lot of cash. So this could totally. America loves long, extended, nothing burger wars as long as
Well,
people can be hyped up about it. But the problem is,
American
America's
people
not
don't.
hyped. Yeah, we are not hyped about it. We're like, this feels familiar, and we realize we got taken from the last one. So I think we're we're
Yeah.
kind of done.
That's why that's where I don't understand why. Number one, other countries would trust us with their defense, and number two, why the American people would trust the United States government with their defense.
Yeah.
It's a crazy war because Russia has outdated tech, but tons of it, and lots of people that it can just continually throw.
They're not throwing in their best and brightest right now either. Russia, like
I don't know exactly.
they've got better stuff. Ukraine's not the big thing to worry about.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
true.
So, like you were saying, Scott, they are throwing in their some antiquated stuff and numbers, like they have done throughout history. But
and they're succeeding to a certain extent.
oh yeah, right. All they got to do is a war of attrition.
Yeah.
True. So real fast, I know Sky, he is going to be stepping out here pretty soon. There is a document. I don't know if you could read it, so maybe Sky, I'll have to read your parts for you. I'm going to do your voice as best I can, and I say that dripping in sarcasm.
I was gonna say, I was like, maybe it's my Brooklyn accent,
You the New Yorkers going on.
But so let's pull it up because you're on your phone. So if you try pulling it up, your camera's going to go away. A little bit down here, you'll get to my comments. The last comment before we get lost. But basically, let me see. Sky, you're like, Zelensky wants 10 years of U.S. commitment. He knows Trump and Republicans stand a good chance of winning in fall, so he's moving while Biden will support him. Mind blown emoji.
So then I chime in with, dude, if Trump wins, he's gonna crap on this so fast. ... I hope, anyways. Russians been creaming Ukraine lately too.
10 years will hamstring the U.S.
Exactly what China, North Korea, and Iran would love.
How long does he want this war to continue? Blow up Russian forces right now.
Thumbs up on all this stuff too.
And then I guess I come in here. All Dems love a good war to cover up their failures.
Yep, and grants them emergency powers. You guys see that some stupid international anti-crime organization wants to potentially arrest Netanyahu and other Israeli leaders for war crimes for their actions in Gaza?
This guy isn't the best gif here. This guy's laughing and clapping. Is it the Biden family crime syndicate?
Yeah.
At least they're cohorts, anyways.
Sorry, is what we're gonna say, Sky.
I was just gonna say it was either the Biden crime family syndicate or the UN. Honestly,
Yeah.
Well, I actually thought it was the UN because
oh, of course, you're right.
they're seeing there's some opportunity, there's something to profit by pretty large for them from all this.
It's like the ICC is what it is.
Mm.
It's like International Criminal something. I don't remember. It's
Well,
another useless organization. So
Well, aren't they the ones who are going after Israel for, or they're the ones trying to not Netanyahu, excuse me, as we just read right here, right? So they're trying to say he's in trouble for fighting back against Hamas, right?
yeah.
Like but I guess my question is, what I didn't see the article about any of this. So were they saying that he's just going too hard against Hamas? Like, oh, too many civilians have died, or like, what's the thought?
Well, the rhetoric out there is just that children have died. It's an ethnic cleansing. If you listen to the Squad, it's but it's it is horrific. It's warfare. They've been incredibly like they could have decimated and killed 3 or 4 or 5 times that amount of people, but they went in precision style, risking boots on the ground. And what is it, like 300 or 400 Israeli IDF soldiers have been killed when they could have just leveled the entire place and really, really decimated that population.
Yeah.
So it's terrible that there are 1.5 million or 2 million refugees. Like, this whole thing's terrible. But guess who started this round? Like, it was Hamas. It was Hamas on 10/7. Like, it's ridiculous that the only democracy in the Middle East that isn't also a fully religious, it's the only like pluralistic country where you have Muslims, Christians, and Jews and secularists. It's the only country in the Middle East operating in that manner. And every other nation around it is like either a Sunni majority Arab state or a minority Shia state like Iran, and none of them want to take in the Palestinians.
That's what I think is hilarious.
Egypt literally built a wall to keep the Palestinians out.
Yeah.
Said, no, we will not take any refugees. Jordan, no refugees. None of them.
Well, we can see why, right? Look at Columbia, UCLA,
Oh man,
all those, a couple of those big Ivy League schools right now that are just overrun. I mean, the cops took them out, but
finally.
yeah, I know, right? But all these big schools that are having these huge pro-Hamas.
Well, did you see PragerU had this hilarious short on YouTube where it shows they took a scene from Breaking Bad, and it says Ivy League woke Ivy League students every time there's a conflict in the Middle East, and it shows Breaking Bad guy going, no, wait, this is about me.
Totally.
Oh,
that is accurate.
Terrible.
Well, Sky, do you need to jump out here real fast?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I would love to stay, but let's pick up. We can run through the parody song on Hunter. We can run through more stories later. But this was awesome. You guys are great. Love you guys.
Take care.
Peace.
Sky, love you, Sky.
All right, later, man.
See ya.
All right, so.
Humbug.
All right, so here's my thing. It's like, that was pretty fun. I'm going to keep reading his part with the accent because I'm just having way too much fun here. In fact, I'm having so much fun. I'm totally not even taking in the things I'm reading because I'm like, I'm just saying, but like, didn't they try to go to Netanyahu? And the guys are like, you just read that. I'm like, I did just read that, didn't I? So we'll start with you. Your comment there, the cohort one.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So Skyler asked, is it the Biden crime family syndicate? So I said, yeah, at least they're cohorts, anyways.
Yeah, 10 years is a crazy ask. All that blackmail on Biden, Ukraine's buying its influence one more time.
Yep.
Zelensky won't get 10 years from the EU.
Nobody will. EU doesn't do jack.
I know the EU relies on US military and provides aid and some military. Macron I know if I'm saying that right. Stepped up and delivered 1,600 missiles. Finally, we've decided we've called the EU, and they've reciprocated, lulled into pacification, allowing Russia to take what it wants by force.
All the crap the EU gives Ukraine is basically from us too. Might as well just give it straight to Ukraine.
Is it? That's fantastic.
More or less. Obviously, they all have their own weaponry and whatnot, but we're the ones basically funding it by forking over so much for their defense that they can use their money for their own stuff. And not military stuff, but like their own whatever random stuff.
Seriously,
I don't
going to France and trying to spend like $20 million or something like that. That was Zelensky's wife did that like a couple years ago.
That's right. Wait, who did that?
Zelensky's wife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, who knows what else they spend money on, right? Yeah, kind of like Biden and Obama freeing Iran's money so they can do whatever they want with it.
Which is why
giving
Trump's...
thumbs up. We're giving thumbs up back and forth.
I know.
Comments here.
I should do that. I gotta pay attention to that. Yeah. Which is why Trump sees the power we wield over them. We can yank that, scare the crap out of them to match NATO. Agreed. Funding levels. US appeasement of Putin. Aggression under 08 Bush and 14 Obama should have woken up EU.
Bing.
Bing. And the US should have woken up NATO and the US. Correction there.
Oh, yep. Our politicians are too prideful. Heck, I'd say the majority of the country is too prideful or completely ignorant of the world around them. Quote, unquote, it can't happen here. We're too big, good, successful to fall. And we all know what cometh before the fall.
To show how stupid Germany was, they killed it's hard for me to keep on this accent. They killed nuclear energy for Russian gas. Then sanctions. Sorry, that was mind blown. Then sanctions block Russia oil imports to Germany. Smile happy emoji.
Right? How freaking stupid is the West? We cut off our own oil for Middle East or South American dictator oil.
Greta Thunberg is peak anti-nuclear and anti-fossil stupidity.
And then the great emoji of Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
And this guy, little Trump.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish we could pop these up right now. I mean, maybe we can add them in later.
I'll actually get them edited in there.
So great.
That's so much more fun.
All right, so Skyler said something, yeah.
Yeah, Biden's sympathies are with dictators. Hello, liberals. Progressives agree with dictatorship. It's liberals I'm confused by.
Because they themselves are confused. They have no concept of the real world. Do you really think they'd be cheering for Hamas and the like if they knew what they do to the LGBT community?
Like Martha's Vineyard and immigrants. Sanctuary city is my A.
$, ampersand, or whatever it's called.
The closest we get.
Two cry laughing emojis on that one.
That's right. Well, I think progressives on campuses primarily cheer for Hamas, but you're right, that many liberals do too. Peace and love.
True. I just lump them all together. Haha. I don't think they'd be cheering for government social programs if they fully understood what they do.
Why? Don't do that. Gotta keep them separated. Dude, it's so poignant coming from Sky because Sky is stuck in the system because of his work. And so
Yeah.
he has to deal with this crap probably. Like we vomit watching the news and be like, those suckers, like, stop protesting and causing this problem. He's living amongst the people every day at work where they're like, Hamas. He's probably.
I'm waiting for him to show up with some to send us some pictures of like some kind of big pro Hamas thing going on at Virginia Tech or something.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if it's gonna happen at Virginia Tech. They're not too crazy, I don't think. Well, to some degree.
Yeah. We can appeal to liberals when we definitely can't with progressives. Based on my decade, of being around libs and progressives. Libs haven't included conservative viewpoints, and since our softies, they've surrendered free speech principles and thought campus would become the world. Newsflash, it's worse. Libs at various campuses are trying to claw back free speech, especially in light of pro-Hamas rallies and 10/7 after mostly denying cancel culture existed. Libs mistakenly thought they owned free speech, and the progs do.
I think they'll figure it out eventually, but it'll be once some real bad stuff starts happening and they're getting shut down like the rest of us conservatives.
Yeah, that will wake up more libs.
Hopefully.
And Republicans benefit as long as Biden keeps showing support solidarity for Hamas lovers in Michigan.
Yep.
Whilst trying to work with little bigoted sexist minority theocratic terrorist regime seeking to finish Hitler's final solution against the only pluralistic democracy in the Middle East. Dude, it's hard to be like Sky because all these complex words and like
I know, right? Mr. Genius over here.
I was like, wait, what's that word again?
Oh man. Okay, right? Make it make sense, people. Come on.
Dude, I love that emoji about the show. That one, it's like
Charles Barkley. The worst part is that they're not even willing to listen.
I love Sky's emoji. Isn't that from Hot Shots Part 1?
Oh yeah, the first one.
Cause they're doing this.
With the finger. Oh man.
I love you. Is that yours? Oh, that's it. His
This
still on
another one
Biden.
Skyler sent, yeah. Clueless Joe. Quote unquote. No joke.
Dude, and then that's when I come in.
Yeah.
Me trying to catch up on all the messages from the past couple hours.
Oh man.
That's
awesome. Shoot, man. That's too good. That's too good.
Way too good.
So that probably took us what, like 10 minutes to get through most of that?
Sure. Yeah. And I'm sure Sky will never want to listen to this. Is like, that accent is so annoying.